How can an entire league be rewritten in a single summer? 2026 was the craziest trade year in NBA history. An MVP left his city. A Finals MVP went to his biggest rival. A franchise sold off its future piece by piece. Today, we're listing all the major trades and signings you need to know about from 2026, one after another. We'll go through them together, starting with number 1 and working our way down to number 5. And the move at number 5 will likely be one that people will be talking about for years to come. Before we start with number 1, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because this channel will continue to be with you throughout the season with its constantly updated free content. Let's get started right away. Number 1, the day that literally took the league's breath away. Actually, the first domino fell back in January. Trae Young was traded from Atlanta to Washington 8 years later. CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert went to the Hawks. But the real earthquake happened on February 5th, 2026, the trade deadline. The NBA had never seen a day like this. 28 trades, 73 players, 2 official league records, 27 of the 30 teams were on the phone. Anthony Davis was sent to Washington just 1 year after arriving in Dallas. The Mavericks gave up on chasing a championship that day and chose to rebuild around Cooper Flagg. Cleveland traded Darius Garland for James Harden. Jaren Jackson Jr. went to Utah, Kristaps Porzingis went to Golden State, Nikola Vucevic to Boston, and Chris Paul to Toronto. In this situation, the salary cap rules in the new collective bargaining agreement had made carrying large salaries nearly impossible. Consequently, general managers were unable to break the rule and were forced to work around it. In just one afternoon, the balance of the two conferences shifted dramatically, and this was just a warm-up. Number 2, Memphis took apart its own team. Here's the reality. While some teams start slipping downward gradually, Memphis hit the reset button. Desmond Bane was gone, Jaren Jackson Jr. was gone, and then at the end of June, Ja Morant was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. The Grizzlies received Jerami Grant and Chris Murray in return. Morant was practically the face of the franchise, the voice of Grind City, and the man who brought the FedEx Forum to its feet. And after 7 seasons, he said goodbye. A locker room was thus completely emptied. But Memphis wasn't acting like it had lost anything. In the draft, they selected Duke's Cameron Boozer with the number 3 pick. One era had ended and another had practically begun before the first game was even played. In Portland, meanwhile, there's currently just one question on everyone's mind. With Lillard, Henderson, and Sharp on the roster, exactly where will Morant fit in? Number 3, Charlotte cut the check. About 40 days ago, on July 10th, Minnesota wanted a star. Charlotte named its price and definitely didn't back down. LaMelo Ball went to the Timberwolves. In return, the Hornets received Naz Reid, an unprotected 2033 first-round pick, 3 separate first-round swap rights, and 3 second-round picks. So geez, Charlotte has actually been on the losing end of star trades for years. This time, however, they appear to be the ones coming out ahead because a small market team managed to hit the table as hard as possible. But looking at the situation from Minnesota's perspective, the sentiment there was entirely different. Naz Reid is, after all, a player whose name has become a chant at Target Center, and the fans were sad to see him go. Anthony Edwards, on the other hand, has gained a true point guard by his side. Of course, there's a clear question here. How wise is it to say goodbye to a beloved figure in order to open a window for a championship? Number 4, Philadelphia has officially built an empire. On July 1st, Boston traded Jaylen Brown, the 2024 Finals MVP, and a 10-year Celtic in exchange for Paul George, 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. George was 36 years old. Afterward, Boston Globe columnist Dan Shaughnessy called it one of the worst trades in the city's sports history. ESPN gave Philadelphia a very high grade and Boston a very low one. Moreover, that same Philadelphia team had come back from a 3-1 deficit to beat Boston in the first round of the playoffs that season. Consequently, this trade only deepened that wound. But the 76ers didn't stop there. At the end of July, LeBron James left the Lakers and signed a 2-year, approximately $8 million contract with Philadelphia. This, of course, was the lowest salary of his career. After 23 seasons, it's no longer about the money. He's after one thing: Embiid, Maxey, Brown, and LeBron. The Eastern Conference was redrawn overnight. Number 5, Milwaukee's sorrow. Yes, we've now reached the moment that many people still find hard to believe. It's June. We're on the eve of the draft. Giannis Antetokounmpo was traded to the Miami Heat. 13 seasons, 2 MVPs, 1 championship, 1 finals MVP. An entire city, an entire generation that grew up at the Fiserv Forum had come to identify with a single name. It's all over. Additionally, Bobby Portis went to Miami with him. The Bucks received Tyler Herro, Kel-El Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparis Jakuchionis, and 3 first-round picks in return. In response, ESPN writer Zach Kram wrote that Milwaukee had turned its most valuable asset into a massive pile of change. The team had finished that season with 32 wins and 50 losses, the second worst season of Giannis's career. In fact, on the Miami side, it was a very familiar story. Shaq came, LeBron came, Butler came. Now Giannis has arrived, Pat Riley has won once again. The Bucks, meanwhile, had fired Doc Rivers just minutes after the final buzzer and were starting from scratch. After all that, I can briefly say this: behind all this chaos lay a quiet truth. The New York Knicks managed to win the championship for the first time in 53 years. It was a season in which Jalen Brunson unanimously won the Finals MVP award, and the league practically tore itself apart trying to dethrone him. Miami acquired Giannis, Philadelphia acquired LeBron and Brown, Minnesota meanwhile acquired LaMelo, Memphis and Charlotte essentially bought the future. Kawhi Leonard's trade to Toronto, however, hasn't been officially finalized yet, so the story isn't quite over. The real question here is, did Boston save its future by trading Jaylen Brown, or did it shut the door on a championship window for a long time with its own hands? Be sure to write your answer in the comments. I'm really curious. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because this channel will continue to feature content you'll love at full speed as the season progresses. Take care until the next video.